According to statistics, one woman is killed every 3 hours. In most cases, they are killed by someone they know or an intimate partner. This week on After Dark, we talked to Tumelo Mabena, a rehabilitated perpetrator, to uncover the truths and to get into the mind of an abuser.
A 5 liter of paraffin. Then he lied. He locked me inside the house.
As a society, we are broken. We are hurting. However, we need to find a solution in order to find healing.
When he was there, I begged him for my life. He even took up the gun.
For months, South African women have taken to the streets and spoken up to demand the right to live and be safe in their homes, streets, work, and even at school.
Walk among them. They are in their homes, in their churches, in their schools, in their beds. And women are saying, we are unsafe and enough is enough.
What will it take for men to stand up and say not in my name? Our president declared that we have not one, but two pandemics in our society. One being that of the coronavirus and the other being of the gender-based violence against women and children. This is an ever-growing scourge in our society and it continues to grow. Today, I'm joined by Tumelo Mabena and he's here to share his story. Tumelo?
Hello, sis.
Hi, kunjani?
Ngiyaphila, sis.
Ngiyaphila nami. Thank you so much for agreeing to come and talk to us. Could you take us through who you are, how you grew up, where you're from?
I'm Tumelo Mabena, as you introduced me. I was born in Harangua, but later moved to Soshanguve when I was 8 years old. In Harangua, I was living with my grandmother, and then my mom was in Soshanguve, so I went to join her. And my father passed away when I was 6 years old, and she was a single woman. But when I got there, she already had another man. So it wasn't a healthy relationship between me and my stepfather. He was always abusing us, calling us names. There were things that we did when he was not around, but suddenly when he came to live with my mom, things started to change. He would complain about washing dishes, he would complain about watching TV. I was a fan of cartoons. You have to wake up at 6 in the morning to watch cartoons. So to him, it was continuing a problem that why are we doing this? Why is our mama letting us do that, do everything? So inside of me, I grew up having a problem. I started to develop this negative thing that I started to hate my stepfather. I started to miss my father more, and I didn't tell anyone. Inside of me, I always was dying. So when I was about 12 years old, my mom started to get sick, and the guy just left. And I was supposed to look after my mother. And it was me going to school, coming at break to look after my mom. She was ill. But by then we didn't know that she was HIV positive. I found out later when I was old that she was HIV positive. And it pained me a lot to see my mom like that. Then I started to blame my stepfather for everything. And when I was 13, my mom passed away. And I started to raise myself. I became the man of the house. And my younger sister and my younger brother, they were taken away to live with my aunt, and I stayed on. Family politics, like the relative took that, everybody did what they did. But with God's grace, I stayed on. And nobody was there for me. I was all alone. The community, they started to provide food for me. And I started to hustle now. I had to join the gangs around, like, we'll rob people, pavement robbery at night. During the night, we'll steal some things, bottles, we'll still sell, and then so I can have food.
Yeah. If we just go back a little bit, your stepfather was, when you say he was like never happy with you guys, was he physically abusive towards your mother?
Yes, he was. Okay. I saw him many times do it.
So when you see it with your friends, it's not the first time?
It wasn't the first time. It was something that I was used to. You remember, my mom wouldn't speak about it. You'll see blue eyes or you see her screaming in most cases, but she didn't speak about it. So we took it was something normal because he also was abusing us. So we thought of it as an...
She's just part of us. This guy abuses everyone in this household.
It's how I thought it was something that every black young child must go through, that they must be beaten. If they for discipline, there must be a shambok, there must be something. It wasn't something that was happening at my home only. Around me, my friends had the same problem. It wasn't only my mom who was abused. My friend's mom was abused. It was something that is normal in Gazi. So it became something. Every man will talk about it. If a woman is doing this to you, you need to do that. And the influence just grew big. And then when I started dating, and it became something that I started to used to be. And there were times like when I had an argument with my girlfriend, there were flashbacks of my stepfather doing exactly what he was doing to my mom. It was the same thing I wanted to inflate the same pain that my mom went through to the same girl. Okay. If, like, my stepfather will call my mom with many names, pull her with her, then it was something that I was to do, like, pull them, do the same thing. And
what kind of names would you call women?
I'll call them by their private parts, by their mothers, everything that is there to say. You will say just to make them feel pain. Yeah. Because you must understand, this thing, when it happens, it comes at a certain times and it leaves. Once you leave, you come to your senses, you see you've done something wrong.
What's going through your mind when you're doing that? Like a moment like a devil or something enters you, or I'm just trying to understand when you say it comes and it leaves.
It's more of a demon.
So you're not like that demon when you're normal.
Yeah, not that demon, but it comes to you in a certain minute, and the moment you don't know how to control it, already you have done something. Something that is wrong. Yes. And basically it was more of trying to prove a point to other guys that I can do this, I can own this woman.
So what kind of violence did you act against women? If you could maybe just take me through how bad it would get.
I'll say I became the master of all abuses, but except for rape. Yeah. It was physically. Somehow it was emotionally, calling names, trying to get inside her skin, like how she looks, her wealth, who is she, many of these things. Because you don't just start. For me, I never started with physically. Physically was the last part for me. It was emotionally. From emotionally, you go with the, if this is accepted, and then like you
try and push further and further.
I don't know, is this thing with women, like I feel like when I was doing emotionally, she would normalize it. It will be something that will never hurt her anymore. So I'll find another way just to hurt, to get
inflict more pain.
More of a pain to her.
But what would trigger it in you to know that, okay, that devil now is about to come out?
It's more of, it was me not trying to I was escaping the pain that I was supposed to face. For instance, if a woman wants to walk away from my life, for me it will hurt me more, like, oh, she's leaving me for this guy, even if she didn't do anything wrong. But because I've got something against this guy and I have to prove a point to her, I don't want to see you with this guy, I have to do so. So indirectly I'll be fighting a man using a woman. If I go to this guy, maybe he'll beat me also. So, but if I do this, then I'll know I'll get to him. Or if I want him closer so the gang can attack him, I will fight with my woman. So if he tries to buy in that, and then my friends will come, oh, well, now you are the reason this thing happened, then they'll get the guy.
Yeah. Your partners, did they ever report you? Did they do anything to try and stop you, from continuing with this behavior?
Honestly speaking, I was reported many times. But I didn't face the law, because women will go and report today, tomorrow, or when they come back, I'll send my friend, they'll speak to her, and then she will change, she will organize money, give the woman, and then suddenly she's fine. Go buy clothes, do this. Because in most cases, we look at the vulnerability of the women. Even if the family is not strong, you will just do whatever you like, because she's alone. Yeah, her parents will not back her up, so they'll just be her alone. Nobody will stand for her. And if you go to her friends, hey, I did so to your friends. It's fine. I'll talk to her. She'll get used to. She's a woman. It's part of love. So.
But what would the law actually do when they report you? What would happen?
You know, the police, even if they want to act, the decision lies with the victim. So if the victim tells the police, I've done something, they want them to talk to me so I can stop, they will come and do exactly what was supposed to.
The victim is
I
asking.
would say I was lucky not to have a serious case where the police took the matter seriously. Because the only time was when I kidnapped my first child. And the police came, they called the police, and I called, and there were so many threats to my girlfriend. Yeah, if I go to prison, you know, they'll come for you. You understand? So
You made these
it's me,
threats.
yeah, they'll come for you. It's fine. This is my child. So whatever you do, think twice about it. So
How many times did you do this?
more than 10 times. I've been like from 15 years till the age of 21, busy.
So you kidnapped your child from the mother.
Yeah, from the mother, we had an argument. So she didn't want me to see the child. So I was okay too. So like I said, I'll look after my child. And then she didn't believe me. So I took the child. He was 3 days.
3 days old.
3 days old.
An infant.
Yeah, he was 3 days old. And I took it. It wasn't even down. It was a day. Yeah,
In
it was,
Kaba.
Yeah, in Kaba, yeah. He still had it. So I took him. And then I left and locked the mother inside the house and went to my aunt. And from my aunt, I knew, okay, they will follow me. I went to my grandmother, and she was the one who told me, no, let's take back the child.
And that was more about proving your strength and not necessarily putting the interest of the child, you know.
Yeah,
first.
it was more of me proving that I can do it. This is me, man. No, I know people, so
Yeah.
there's nothing that they will do to me.
Yeah. What changed in you?
Honestly speaking, I've never changed. I'm still the same Tumelo, the going out guy. The only thing that changed in me is to control my anger. I've learned to control what I can do and to shift my focus more on positive things than negativity. Because if you find me at Kashi, I'll still have arguments with other guys. If you're shuba, like, it's fine. But with women, it's something that has changed and is being different for me to do good. If I've got an argument with my girlfriend, I know I have to walk away, or I have to do certain things, or I have to call somebody, I've got a challenge again, and then they'll speak to me, and then we'll share the ideas. So the difference is, in the past, there was no one to speak to me about who was positive. Everybody was negative. If you've done this, hey, you'll be fine, you're a man. That was it, yeah.
Take us through your journey, you know, in being part of the program is Brothers for Life?
Yes, yeah.
What did you learn there that you didn't know before?
One of the things that I've learned that is important is that we don't own women.
Yeah.
Nobody owns women, because it was something that I thought, or as men, we own women. And the program teach me that the first thing. When I went there, I started having a one-on-one with him. Like, he gave me a chance, like, to express my side of the story.
Yeah.
Why I did this, what was happening. And then I spoke to him, and it was the first time I cried in front of a man. And from then on, he promised that he will never make me rich or give me money or help me financially. The only thing that will help me is to walk with me on this journey.
Yeah. There must have been something in you that propelled you, or rather compelled you, to go there and say, you know what, I need to change my life, or I need to change my ways. What happened?
It was something that I never thought it would happen to me. I was comfortable when other guys did it and they spoke about it. And when my little sister was raped, it was then when I felt like this is real. I felt the pain that I'm inflicting to other women is the same pain that she's feeling now. And from then on, she started to be damaged. She started to be abusive also, and I could see that she was suffering more and starting to hate men. And I started to weigh up my option. I've got a son, my sister now is suffering, they're looking up to me, and we have no one. So something in me, like, tell me, like, it's time to step up, like, try to live a positive life, because where you are going, there's no direction.
Yeah.
And luckily, even those guys I spent time with who were gangsters, they will always encourage me about going to school. They will do whatever they like, but always in the morning.
The gangsters?
The gangsters.
Encouraged you about school?
About school, go and finish your matric. They didn't finish their matric. And I passed my matric staying with them, and they supported me. Like, there were a lot of people who saw the goodness in me that I see in me. And I look back and see that I can't change what happened.
Yeah.
And I can't fix the mistakes that I've done.
Yes.
Because I've hurt a lot of people. But it wasn't an easy road.
Yeah.
Even now, it's not an easy road.
Yeah.
Because changing, like, I don't like to use this word change.
Change, yeah.
Because I know I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
I know
And you actively took those decisions.
Yeah, I know. In that time, I didn't have choice. I didn't have choices. I had choices, but I didn't take the right decisions. Because the mere fact, before you hit somebody, you got two choices: you live or you do that. So I couldn't handle my pain, so I tried to let it out to women. So now, if I feel pain, okay, I know how to control it. I know how to handle it. I still chill around with people, but they know that at the end of the day, I'll never lay a hand on a woman. But believe me, it comes back to you each and every time.
Yeah.
Because the same people who wants you to change are the same people who will point to you when we have an argument that day. When you know Robert Habasadi.
Yeah.
So it's something that even if you have changed, you're still reminded.
Yeah, you're taken back there.
Of who you are. So the society will love.
And I love that you say that, of who you are.
Yeah.
Not who you were.
Yes.
Yeah, because like you say, you didn't change, but you're now making better decisions.
Yeah. But there's no one. Now I'm speaking from my side.
Yeah.
It's not a journey that you can today attend a class of GBV trying to change and think you are fine. You are not fine. It's till you die.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just waiting for the day I die. Say, okay, I've done it. I've done it. I've stayed this far without abusing a woman. So until I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still breathing. Tomorrow you might wake up knowing, hey, Tumelo has done something this, because it's a trigger. It's like a switch. It's on and off.
Can you take me maybe through one incident, like maybe the worst incident that happened with you and a partner or anyone that you abused?
She was pregnant. I guess 6 or 5 months pregnant. So I was having multiple relationships. So that day she came and I was with this another chick. Sure, she started causing scenes. So there was this long iron chippy so like and we used to I took it up where these people were go pick it up. The one they pick it up to that one is a sharp edge at the end. She came in, she shouted. So I took them down, put them on the couch in the living room, and then told them, okay, you are my wife, this is my girlfriend, so let's be civilized about it. So she started to be crazy. She started to cause scene and shouting. So like neighbors will come on. They know, or the guys saw that I have a girlfriend and my girlfriend just came.
So they kind of knew what must have been going down.
They come and waited outside so to listen. So I was starting to be embarrassed. The guys are listening to me, make me careful. I'm sorry, like you was hosting. And then I put that iron and then
you hit her with it.
I hit them both.
Both.
Yeah, and she was pregnant. And luckily I didn't hit the timing of the baby, but that day I was too possessed. Too possessed. I even like everything. Just to prove a point. Like I'm the man. Like me shouting, I can't like try to prove a point. But I wasn't doing that for me, honestly speaking. I was doing that to prove a point to the guys.
Yeah.
But I'm a top dog, I can do this.
What happened to those women on that day?
My mother of my child, we separated, but we still see each other. She plays a huge part in my life. And her and her family, even after I've done whatever I've done to them, they forgive me. They're the first people to support me and forgive me.
Did you say sorry? Did you apologize?
I went there to say sorry and spoke to them. But the funny thing, they forgive me before I could say sorry.
So what else have you done besides saying sorry?
I'm playing my part as a father. I'm an activist now. As we speak now, yesterday I organized a march.
Yeah.
So to support the people who are going to Union Building.
Yeah.
So I'm an ambassador for Brothers for Life. So now abuse is my baby, talking to other men. I'm using my social media to encourage other men to stop, to speak about my own experience, not just to speak from above thinking I can get inside. Because
Yes.
if you listen to many people who are leading the campaigns of gender-based violence, they've never said, confess story. I'm a perpetrator, I'm a former perpetrator, I've done this. So we it's the same of, we can't be having people who are not open about their status of being an abuser or where they fall, because not every man is holy.
Yeah.
Reality is 99 of us men are abusive.
Yeah.
It's only those who are physically who are exposed. There are those who are financially abusive, emotionally abusive, and women
So abuse
are not
comes
saying
in
anything.
all ways.
It comes in always.
Yeah.
So every man has to look in themselves. Okay, where do I fall?
Yeah.
Am I the one who's emotionally but thinking those who are physically are
They're
wrong?
better.
But anyway,
Or
for
rather
me,
they're
it's something
worse.
that is graduating daily. By you can be physically tomorrow, and then there are a lot of aspects that for us to win this, we need to be together.
Yeah.
And we've got powerful women, politicians who are not saying anything. For example, Nkosazana Zuma, she's championing the cigarette thing. Why isn't she championing the GBV thing? The way the strict rules are, we can win GBV if they are speaking out. But women are on their own.
Yeah.
From the ground, women are on their own. But at the top, when they are speaking speeches, it's something different.
You know, many of us are finding ourselves, Twitter is here, all the campaigns are there, there is an outcry, and then a few weeks it goes, you know, and it goes silent, and nobody really knows that it's continuing in those communities. Can you paint us a picture of what exactly is going on?
Every week, a woman is buried, either being killed or being raped, being done anything, but it's not there on social media. Where I'm from, we had a lot of young girls who were killed by their boyfriend who are still walking free, and nothing is being said. Recently, there was this guy who was abusive. He came, the girl came looking for help, but the issue is, even if they come to me for looking for help, if I know what is Bani is no gangster or something, the first thing I do, I have to think about my life if I can think about helping the woman. And it's not only us men who are abusing women, it's women against women. Because there are certain classes. They don't matter, this one matter. If not machita, there are those who status, there are those bangana status. So it depends on who you are. That if Tumelo commit a crime in a status, I won't be reported, I'll be respected. And
Okay, that's a first.
If somebody wants he abuse, singaya samsha, hey, sabe tamanyana, because we know siyafuna nomntombazana sifuna ukulala naye. So that is how it's happening. So everything.
So you've got class in terms of how gangster you are. You must be a top gangster, and then no one will touch you. And if you're just a man, Jay, they won't do anything.
As long as you are part
they will
as
do
long as
something.
you are part, it doesn't mean you are rich, or as long as you carry a gun, or as long as you are stealing, or you are a thief, or you're doing, as long as you have a name, we call it Domani. And if you are Domani, you do whatever you like. You can have any girl you want.
Do you ever think we'll ever see a day where a woman can truly walk free?
For now, it's going to take time.
How long? Because I can tell you now that you being here in front of me, you're part of my generation. You spoke about your father doing it, and I can probably also go back into my family and friends and anybody. So it's a generational curse, and I'm going to call it that. Do you ever see it being broken? Truly?
Truly speaking, it has to start individually than collectively. I did my part, I've broken the chain. So I feel I've laid a seed for my son to also break the chain.
Yes.
So in the coming generation, it can happen. But solely speaking, we need to start with men now and everybody to know their rights and responsibility. There's no manual how to raise a young child. Let me say a boy child.
Yeah.
Because as a boy child, you do whatever you do until you are 18, and then you can take your own decision, whatever you want to be good or you want to be bad. But with girls, they are channeled into doing the right decisions, and which is good. And at the end of the day, we leave this other group that at the end of the day will spoil those channel kids. Because those girls will fall in love with them. Because remember, there are those who will fall in love with you for being bad boy. You understand?
Yeah.
So for being rough, some were raised well with a kind love. So when you approach them, try to intimidate them, they start to love you. Oh, he's strong, he's showing his man. So we need to change even the mindset about a man, because a man, we judge a man by his muscularity, the possessions, the asset. So the women will be part of the asset. If you are beautiful, you are part of the asset. Understand? Yeah. So if you let me tell you something. We are united, but we are not united at the same time. If a man is abusing a woman, we'll quickly, hey, you'll get arrested. Go there quickly, and then we try to speak to the women. What we did, we defended our own, trying to convince, but women will do support. No. She saw. Already, those words will tell you, oh, I've done something right, because the women are supporting me.
Yeah.
So if women could do this, I'm telling you, support each other, whereas without even giving reasons.
Tumelo, thank you so much for joining me here on After Dark. You've made this conversation very insightful. I think I've gained a lot of knowledge into understanding, the scourge of gender-based violence. And I hope that our viewers have as well.
No, thank you very much. I hope this thing, as men, we can work together and stop lying about this. A lot of men need to come out. Even those people in high positions, there are those who are abusive. And sometimes I'm speaking here as a perpetrator. I know I'm touching a lot of perpetrators. Those who honestly are trying to change, not those who are saying men are wrong, whereas they are wrong. Because even if my friend is doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm also part of the perpetrators. Because I'm supporting the motion.
Yes.
And we have to talk about it, because even in our own spaces, when they say men in peace, we are not speaking about how Tumelo feels. We are speaking how Tumelo must behave. So even in our own spaces that we are trying to create, we're not speaking about these things.
And truthfully,
we are not speaking. We are speaking about these women are crying, these women are doing that. We are not even sitting down, okay, now I did this because I want this. Even if for the government, this is what I want to say to them. But talking is enough about it. We need to do actions.
Yes.
I've attended programs, 2 weeks programs, a month programs, and those programs were beneficial to me. Not only to help me live, but help me to stand up and speak on my own. We need to have a lot of men who are willing to be helped, to be put in a campsite for 2 weeks, to be there, to
unpack.
Just in a campsite where men will go there to be trained. It has to be something that is happening every year. It can happen once a month or for 10 days. There are programs, people who can come and men talk and cry, because the issues we are not talking. We are saying we are talking. Men are not talking. We are only blaming. That's the thing that we are good at.
Thank you once again for joining me here on After Dark.
Thank you very much.
This topic is painful. It is difficult for many. It's not something that we can easily unpack as we have done today. But we felt that this conversation is one that won't stop. It cannot stop until men like Tumelo come and say, I have done it, and I want to see a better society in South Africa. So we are not in any way condoning him or promoting him, but we just want to say this show is about healing. He is here to share his light after darkness. Thank you so much for joining me here on After Dark. Next time, perhaps we'll be able to have a conversation with a gender-based violence survivor. But for now, good night.